Any when you were getting started, any mentors or resources that helped you achieve success?
I'm probably an anomaly in this one because for whatever reason, I never actually met a mentor. I did a lot of like what they were talking about with iteration, you know, where you try things and a lot of those aha moments don't work, and I guess it's a lot of hard work. At least from my perspective, I never really had that person that I would look up to and say, you know, this is someone that has so many years of experience and everything. And I think that in some ways it's good, in some ways it's bad. You know, if you have a mentor, they can kind of guide you and tell you not to make the really stupid mistakes. But sometimes without a mentor, you kind of figure those things out on your own, and sometimes those mistakes end up being good things. So sure, good and bad. Good point.
For me, I've had several, I guess, some in and out of business. When I first got a job at Active.com, I took the job because my boss was the VP of Match and City Search, and so I knew, I'm like, if I want to get on the internet, I gotta have someone who can teach me about the internet. So I knew nothing about software, I knew nothing about that. But then when we moved out, we were still kind of blind entrepreneurs, and actually a friend of ours, Drew, introduced me to Steven. He's the first person who actually challenged me on business modeling, whereas instead of like, we can build it, blind success, he started going, what about this? What about this? Damn. What about this? Have you thought about your market? What about the challenges? And it's like, eventually the iterate started making my brain thinking, you know, and some other advisors, and then, you know, I think now we have a peer group where we all like bounce ideas off. I meet Mitch and I probably meet every month or two, and Scott as well. Like, we get together and talk about how are your businesses forming, how are you modeling it, everything from pricing to recruiting, and we've developed that. But Steven's the first one that actually made me start thinking correctly.
I'm very, very big on learning. And in fact, one of our company values, core values, is constant, never-ending improvement. And that basically is however you are today, it's just kind of a baseline for where you can be tomorrow. And so I constantly, probably these guys as well, just very curious and always asking a lot of people a lot of information as much as I can get my hands on. And there's been a couple key people that, specifically even now, there's one of our investors that I look to a lot. And as we continue to grow a business, and no matter what scale you're at, whether you're one person moving to five moving to 50, or or 30 moving to 100, like we just went through, I would consistently ask and say, listen, so here's what I know, but what I'm more interested in is what questions should I be asking that I'm not even aware yet that I need to understand in order to get to the next level. And so there are people who have done that, who will mentor you and will help you, and they get. It's not about the money. They get joy out of seeing other people succeed. So I'm a big believer in finding those people and learning all you can from them.
So I'll take you back to when you were a kid. How many folks ever played the game of Chutes and Ladders? So if you landed on number 28, you would be sort of catapulted by a ladder almost to the end of the game. And mentors really, you want to find, there are two different categories. There's mentors and then there's mentor catapults. And people you can get advice from, and then people who will open doors for you. So, Ken Patashner, who's here in town, is a mentor. He took 3 companies to $1 billion, and he's on our board of directors. And I'll call him, and we'll literally huddle around issues. And then mentor catapults are people who you can really, Brian Messick, who is actually with a venture group up in LA, picked up the phone when we were working with them on a project and made a phone call. And the next thing you know, we have a client with 17 million customers. So that's a catapult. And I think San Diego's a rich and very deep well of mentors. There's a lot of folks here that were very successful, hence they can afford to be here and live and choose where they're going to live. So find and seek the folks that are passionate about what you're passionate about and what your business is passionate about, and then spend some time with them. Because it's hard. It's hard to pick up the phone because you're managing the team, you're managing financing, clients. It's hard to carve the time out and pick up the phone and call those mentors and share everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly, because they've been there.
I would definitely agree with most of what was already said. We've had a couple waves of advisors. The first group started by us going through the Connect program, the Springboard program, and each has helped along the way. But I would kind of, now that everyone's talked about it, I'll take it from a different angle. You also have to know that not every advisor knows your business the way you know your business, and you have to take things with a grain of salt. Also, take people's advice, but also come back to your team and yourself and really think it through before you make that decision. Just don't take someone's word and go implement. That's something that we learned throughout, and I think that's been something that's really helped shape our vision and our product moving forward. Is take people's advice, but then make it your own and really think it through and iterate and learn from the customer versus just someone's opinion.